Hi, this is Yolanda Van Veen, and in this segment we're going to talk about how to propagate rose plants. Now, roses are one of the easiest plants in the world to propagate. Basically, you can take a clipping and put it right in a bucket of water or a cup of water and it'll grow roots. It's as easy as that. You can start it in soil or you can put it right into water, and either way they will start new plants. And so there's a few rules that you should follow. First of all, as I'm trimming out my rose bushes and the spent flowers, I always like to cut away some of the spent flowers. When you're selecting the rose stem, when you want to cut it, you want to make sure and cut it where another leaf line meets that stem, because that's where a lot of the new growth will come out. And you want to cut it at an angle, so you just cut it at an angle right there. Now you could stick that stem right into water and it'll start growing roots immediately. And within a few weeks you'll have roots and you can turn around and plant it and you can have your own rose bush. Now what I like to do when I'm propagating a lot of my plants, and I found it works so easily, is I just take the plant and I dip it into just regular honey. Just put a little bit in a shot glass, and then you just put some honey on the bottom of the stem, and it just, because it seems to keep it moist, it gives it sugar, and that will encourage growth. And then you dip that into some water, just make sure that's really moist, and then you just put it right into the soil about 1 to 2 inches. It doesn't have to be real deep, but you don't want it to the top either where it's going to fall over or it's going to get too dry too quickly. Now you want to keep that soil really, really moist to start so it can grow roots. Even put a bowl on the bottom or a tray or a plate so it stays really moist. And at the same time, once it gets some roots going, you don't want it to be too wet because sometimes it'll rot. So you kind of have to check it out when it's in a pot. But once you've got a new rose growing, whether it's in water or it's on a container, you can turn around and transplant it into the ground pretty much any time of the year. And roses are really easy to propagate. And many times, even as you have a rose bush, sometimes they'll shed up. And you'll notice sometimes rose bushes will send off suckers from the bottom too. You can always just pull those suckers out and they'll have roots ready to go, and you can turn around and plant them and you can have your own rose bushes that way.